It is with great irony that I can introduce this breaking story with the Nobel Peace Prize Committee just dropped a massive bombshell on Donald Trump's dream of capturing the prize he covets the most, and I have all the satisfying details for you next. There is nothing the Donald loves more than bright, shiny objects that glorify his very existence, and a ritual has erupted by those who are paying attention and feel compelled to woo the man's favor with bling. The country of Qatar set the bar very high by kissing his butt with a luxury jetliner. Tim Cook of Apple, with no shame, kissed the ring with whatever this is in 24-karat gold. And just today, the U.S. Marshal Service Director was giddy to give Trump a fake badge.
This badge comes with this little item right here, which is a handcuff key, Mr. President.
But really, nothing speaks more to Trump's affinity for shiny objects than his remodel of the Oval Office. It now has more bling than the Liberace Museum in Las Vegas, and we just don't know what has devalued 16 Pennsylvania Avenue more, the Washington, D.C. gunshots or his golden shower of gaudiness. But there remains one piece of bling that he's desperate to add to his collection, and of course it's the Nobel Peace Prize. In just a minute, I'll share how Trump's desperation just went to the next level over what's been leaked about the committee that will decide his fate. But first, you got to see this trending clip from an Indian news channel that perfectly mocks Trump asking for the prize.
If only Donald Trump was president in the 20th century, so much could have been avoided. The First World War, the Second World War, the nuclear arms race, the Cold War, Trump could have prevented all of it. We know that all politicians are full of themselves. They can be arrogant and boastful. But Trump is one step ahead. He is shamelessly full of himself. And we saw an example of that yesterday. The White House openly demanded a Nobel Peace Prize for Donald Trump. Listen to this.
The president has now ended conflicts between Thailand and Cambodia, Israel and Iran, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, India and Pakistan, Serbia and Kosovo, and Egypt and Ethiopia. This means President Trump has brokered, on average, about one peace deal or ceasefire per month during his 6 months in office. It's well past time that President Trump was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
I think she missed a few there, like Tom and Jerry, Harry Potter and Voldemort, Batman and the Joker, and Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. If you're going to make fake claims, might as well go all in. It's been a hallmark of Donald Trump. He claims credit for everything. What's worse, he wants global recognition for it. In other words, he wants the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, just to be clear, a lot of unworthy people have received this prize. A lot of unworthy people have also been nominated for it. But none of them asked for it. I mean, this is not a reality TV contest. It's not like you can send an SMS to Norway nominating Donald Trump.
And speaking of Norway, where the Peace Prize Committee is located, the Washington Post is reporting that Trump should not be clearing a space amongst his gold-plated clutter for their medal, with a headline that reads, "Trump badly wants a Nobel Peace Prize. Most on the committee oppose him."
President Donald Trump has long quested after a Nobel Peace Prize, a distinction that would put him in a vaunted and exclusive club. But unlike a U.S. presidential campaign, winning a Nobel Peace Prize depends on an electorate of 5. And Trump may not have a majority. Trump's desire for a Nobel has been a through current of both of his terms, but his effort has escalated in recent months. He has mused aloud that the peace deal in Ukraine that he worked on in recent weeks might be one key to the prize. But at least 3 of the 5 Norwegian deciders have criticized Trump publicly, making his path to winning their votes far from clear. Trump's campaign has ranged from public comments with fellow world leaders to a private push with Norwegian Finance Minister Jens Stoltenberg, who built strong ties to the U.S. president as NATO's Secretary General and whose Norwegian Labour Party has a say in the appointment of members to the Norwegian Nobel Committee. And he has taken credit for ending an ever-increasing roster of conflicts. Last week's tally started at 6, and by Friday was 10, if you think about pre-wars, Trump said. But he will need to win over committee members who for now at least appear skeptical. The chairman of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, Jørgen Vatne Frydens, decried in December the erosion of freedom of expression even in democratic nations, calling out Trump by name. Trump launched more than 100 verbal attacks on the media during his election campaign, said Frydens, 40, who has also served as the head of PEN Norway, a group that promotes freedom of expression. In a nation where just 7% of people said they would vote for Trump over former Vice President Kamala Harris in a poll conducted by Novus in October, skepticism of the U.S. president is a mainstream view. Some members of the Nobel Committee make no secret that they feel similarly. After just over 100 days as president, Trump is well underway in dismantling American democracy, and he is doing everything he can to tear down the liberal and rules-based world order, wrote Kristin Clemet, a former center-right Norwegian education minister and another of the 5 committee members, in May. A third member of the committee, and thus potentially the lock on a Trump skeptic majority, posted several messages critical of the president during his first term. In a photo on Facebook posted the day before the 2020 election, the committee member, Brie Larson, was wearing a red Make Human Rights Great Again baseball hat. Larson, a former center-left politician, also wrote in a 2017 Twitter post that Trump is putting millions of lives at risk, criticizing a decision to reduce U.S. foreign aid. It's rather unusual for a candidate to talk like that, said Nina Greger, the director of the Peace Research Institute Oslo, a group that researches international peace efforts and creates an annual list of potential recipients of that year's award. While maybe the White House could brand President Trump as a peacemaker-in-chief, if you want, remember that genuine peace is measured over time, and it rarely rests on one leader alone, Greger said. The fact that Trump has challenged and even undermined international cooperation, which is one of the areas that the Alfred Nobel will focuses on, makes it a little bit maybe unlikely.
Those were the highlights, and here's another look at the article if you'd like to read the full piece by Michael Birnbaum. Trump's obsession with the Nobel Peace Prize has always been more about ego than peace. He has coddled dictators, bullied allies, and turned diplomacy into a self-promotional circus. He has not fostered global unity. And the very idea that this man could be honored alongside the likes of Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, and this guy is laughable, and the committee knows it. But what's really telling is the desperation. The prize isn't something that Trump can buy, bully, or bluff into, and the committee is immune to his ways, and that eats at him. In the end, the snub will be more than rejection. It will be a reminder that he's not highly regarded around the world. And that gold-plated garbage facade of his, it's symbolic of the fact that he will be remembered not as a statesman, but as a con man. I'm Dan. Thanks for watching. Please leave your thoughts with a comment below, and let's continue to occupy democracy together.
I hate Occupy Democrats.